As much of the nation debates back to school plans, some teachers say there is a silver lining to remote learning. Axios spoke with some educators who believe virtual classes can be beneficial and fuel innovation. Axios business reporter Erica Pandey is behind that article and joins me now. Erica, I read your article with great interest. Thank you so much for being with us. How have the teachers that you have spoken with been taking advantage of their new flexible school days?
So, what got me interested in this topic is when we hear people talk about remote work, it's talked about like this big chance for experimentation and such a good thing and potentially moving us forward. But remote learning is talked about like a tragedy and a catastrophe. And it's really not ideal for any student or any school. But there are a lot of teachers out there who are saying, OK, we have this new flexibility. We have this new method. Let's try to see if there's something here that could be positive. And some things teachers are doing are actually really, really interesting. So, for example, with all the school day going online, there's a lot more flexibility in the day. A teacher in California told me she's doing weekly one-on-one conferencing with her high school AP language students for the first time ever. And, just that creating more time in the day and more time in the week has given her a chance to connect more individually with students. And the feedback that teachers have been hearing is, I finally feel like the lesson is for me and not just for the class.
Interesting. Well, you also report that online school has prompted teachers to become more innovative. What types of different schooling methods are you seeing?
Right. I mean, learning and teaching haven't changed in so many decades. And, the classic lecture style of standing at the front of the room and teaching is very much disengaging when students are online. It's so much easier for them to multitask or even not show up. So teachers are, recording their lectures and sending them out. But then, when it's actual lesson time, they're spending that time doing homework help or, one-on-one teaching, one-on-one instruction, kind of flipping the whole classroom method on its head. And then they're thinking about, what can we do online that we can't do in person? So whether that's, when you're online, there's no such thing as sitting in the back of the class. Everyone's right there. So if you do a breakout room through Zoom, it can be much more engaging. It can encourage students who might not speak up to speak up. You can do, the online chat function to get students' feedback in seminars in real time. Some teachers told me they're experimenting with instant surveys on how students feel about books or certain problems. There's just a lot you can do with technology if you think about it as different from regular in-class instruction.
Fascinating. Well, remote learning, you report, has made way for new types of companies. Walk us through some of these.
There are so many interesting, innovative startup ideas that I learned about while reporting this. One is this Boston-based company called SitterStream that the founder had the idea before the pandemic, but really launched during the pandemic. And it's kind of an Uber for babysitting or tutoring. So it's on-demand, online streaming a tutor or a babysitter for your kid, kind of aiming to solve the issues that a lot of parents are having, that they don't have childcare options or that they just aren't equipped to kind of homeschool their child. And another one, this company called Transportant that's based out in Kansas is typically a company that outfits buses with Wi-Fi, but they found a whole new use for their technology in the pandemic. They've been turning their buses into these rolling Wi-Fi hotspots to serve those students that are now doing remote school but don't have internet access or have shoddy internet access. So this bus can park itself outside of an apartment building or in a neighborhood and give the whole street adequate Wi-Fi so kids can log on and go to class.
It is really fascinating to hear the different ways that people are trying to be innovative during this pandemic. Erica Pandey of Axios. Erica, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.